Hi guys, I'm Raw Lion, and in this video I want to talk about my experience being vegan for over 5 years now. So I went vegan in 2012 and it was actually the day after my birthday that I went vegan. So I was fully convinced that veganism was a good idea. I'd watched loads of videos, I'd read some books, I understood the ethical arguments and the fact that it was healthier. But what I was kind of stuck on was this idea that this commitment to being vegan and it being forever. So what I decided to do was that I was going to have this massive kind of cheese binge. So I was already pescatarian. So on my birthday, I ate lots of cheese. I took in cheese and pineapple sticks on my birthday to work. I had tuna pasta bake for my dinner, had some pizza, and just kind of celebrated the last day of eating cheese and dairy. And the plan was that I'd be vegan for a year, and that after the year, on my birthday again, I would eat cheese again, and that I would eat dairy, and then I would decide what I was going to do for the next year, depending on how the first year goes. And I decided that I was going to label myself vegan for that year. That was my intention. And the only times that I slipped up on that was the occasional time where I was out volunteering and they had a tub of biscuits, and we used to do long shifts, and that was the only thing that I would have that wasn't vegan. And instead of thinking, oh no, I'm a failure, this is really difficult, I'm just going to fall off the wagon, what helped me was to say, no, I am still vegan, and that's my intention. I need to find a way to stop giving in this moment. I need to change this. And I ended up just bringing in my own vegan biscuits, and then eventually I just stopped the habit altogether. The first year was a lot easier than I expected it to be. Even back then, when there wasn't loads of good processed food like there is now, and I made a lot of stuff from scratch, so chilies, soups, made things in bulk, and I actually found it quite fun to learn new ways of flavouring food, and trying out different recipes, and I found it a lot easier to be healthier as well. So when people used to bring in cakes and desserts or unhealthy processed stuff at work, every time it was someone's birthday or someone's cat's birthday or something that people were celebrating, any excuse to bring in cakes and things to work, I used to always have this fight with myself, like, well, I don't want to have something unhealthy, but it's right there. And I found that being vegan kind of gave me that excuse, that confidence to say to people, oh no, I can't have that, I'm doing a year, I'm trying veganism. And it actually made it easier to say that I was trying it and that I hadn't fully committed to it. But I found it so easy. I think I found it so easy that it didn't take long before I'd kind of forgotten that was my plan, and that I was going to eat cheese again on my next birthday. And I just kind of adopted being vegan. I started being proud to be vegan. Over the years, I went through the angry vegan phase where I was just so aware of what everybody else was eating that I found it really difficult to be around people who weren't vegan and that were eating meat and dairy, and how could they do that? Do they not know? So yeah, it was a lot easier than I thought it would be, and all it took was me to try it and to commit to it, and then over time I adjusted, I came around, and then I started being proud to be vegan, and even more committed as time went on. And it wasn't even a question on my birthday the next year as to whether I was going to continue on with it. I was vegan. And it's surprising how many different types of ways there are to eat as a vegan as well. So I think when you start veganism and you kind of have these stereotypical ideas of what a vegan diet must be like, that it must be super healthy, that it must just be salad and vegetables, when actually there's so many different ways that you can eat as a vegan. Either more junk food, more plant-based, a mix of the two, more cooked food, more raw food, or a mix of the two. Higher fat, higher carb. People have done wonders with making mock meats and recipes that veganising normal recipes, so that we can slip veganism into our normal and traditional kind of routines, and what we've like used to eat as a grown up, and things like that. But then you can be really healthy, you can be creative and make your own recipes with spices and different flavours, instead of just covering everything in cheese or relying on kind of high fat and dairy to make something taste good. Veganism makes you learn new ways of cooking and to be healthier and to be more creative. I've really enjoyed eating lots of fruit. I used to struggle to eat enough fruit, and I never thought that I would ever eat this amount, and how even with just limited ingredients there's lots of different ways that you can process and make lots of different meals. People think that they will miss a certain food item. Like, I really thought I could never give up cheese, but you soon forget what it's like, and you soon find other things that you enjoy, and other meals and staples that you include in your diet. It's a freeing thing to do, because you've got that idea in the back of your mind that what you're doing is not right, that you're causing suffering to animals, and it's a really nice feeling to commit to something that's virtuous and beneficial to yourself and to the animals, and it's not as difficult as you might think it is. And there's lots of other people that you can meet as well, and you can come together with this kind of shared passion. There might be challenges along the way when you first get started, but don't give up. There's always a way of overcoming that situation and finding a different way and developing a different habit, one that aligns with your view and your values. And if you're committed to that and to act how you want to act, then in my experience that helps you push through, and it's so rewarding when you actually manage to achieve that and manage to then stay vegan for what's now over 5 years.